here. A pleasure to be back in Montreal. Yes, in wintertime, the only city where you don't need Botox to freeze your face. I was walking outside, I thought they were filming Frozen 2 out there, you know? Let it go, let it go! Don't you see, I live in California. In California, white powder means something completely different. It's just like, oh, there you go. I love being here. I love being in Quebec because, of course, in Quebec you speak Quebec French. This is not Parisian French. No. Here it's Quebec. Quebec French is like French spoken by Goofy. It's like, oh, salut, comment ça va? Of course. And of course here they don't call me Robin. No, they call me Robin. Robin, which sounds like medication. Do you have back pain? Please, ask your doctor about Robin. Side effects may include manic energy and occasional stints in rehab. Now, a wonderful thing happens here. I love Quebec because, of course, here you have poutine. Poutine is a wonderful thing because it is proof that Quebec has rednecks. You can just picture some guy with a mullet and a suit saying, hey, look at these French fries. They need more fat than salt. Put on the cheese curds and the gravy. You got a honey baked ham, you'd be in Alabama. It'd be great. Thank you so much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very interesting evening for me. My name is Robin Williams. In fact, it's Robin McLaurin Williams. I like saying that middle name because it sounds like an Irish car. Kids, get in the McLaurin. Weren't to your grandpa for some boiled bacon. I was born in Chicago, July 21st, 1951. I was an only child, and so I had to entertain myself by making up these little voices that I would give to my parents. Hey, Mama, why do you put all these Meshuggah things in my lunchbox? I don't understand it. What are you talking about? We're Episcopalian. Shut. I moved to San Francisco when we were 16. When I was 16. We weren't 16. What are you talking about? We moved to San Francisco when I was 16, and my high school there voted me least likely to succeed. Revenge is mine. Then I won a scholarship to attend Juilliard to study acting right alongside Christopher Reeve. Yes, Superman was my classmate, that's right. Then I made an appearance one day on a TV show called Happy Days, and suddenly I had my own show, Mork and Mindy. I was famous. It was wonderful. And that was right around the time I discovered the wonder drug, cocaine. Cocaine is a wonderful thing. It makes you paranoid and impotent at the same time. Yes! It was just what I'd been looking for. And of course, I had to add to it by getting into drinking. I was drinking so heavy that I had blackouts, which aren't really blackouts. It's more like sleepwalking with activities. You wake up in a field with a road flare up your ass and you're like, oh no, not again. And it's probably for the best, because really, when I was drinking, I was violating my standards faster than I could actually lower them. I was doing things that even Charlie Sheen would go, dude, what are you doing? I cleaned up my act in the 80s. I got sober back then, and I was making a lot of movies. Popeye, Moscow on the Hudson, a lot of movies. And then one day I made a movie called Good Morning Vietnam, and that was the one. Suddenly, I was a movie star. More movies followed. Aladdin, Dead Poets Society, Mrs. Doubtfire. They nominated me for an Oscar for The Fisher King, and I lost to Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs because he was the only one crazier than me. Hello, Clarice. And a little while later, I made a movie called Good Will Hunting, and then I finally won the Oscar. It was wonderful. I was sitting in the crowd, and they said my name, and I ran up there, and I took the award, and I forgot to thank my mother. That made Thanksgiving awkward. Oh dear. Sal, how's the award? You know, you came out here. How's the award? It was wonderful, you know. I won the award that night, and Jack Nicholson that night won his third Oscar. And we were sitting there backstage waiting for the press conference, and he looked at me and goes, you know, Robbo, now I have one for every decade. I said, you bastard. It's an amazing thing when you win an Oscar, too, because for a few weeks after, everyone's going up to you, oh, you won the Oscar, Good Will Hunting, congratulations. You won the Oscar, congratulations. 2 weeks later, it's like, oh, hey, Mork. You know, winning that Oscar was the high point of my career, but my children are the high point of my life. They were the reason that I got sober in the 80s. Because I realized one day when I found out I was going to be a father that it's their job to throw up on me, not the other way around. And it's amazing too because, you know, in childbirth, they gave me this baby, and it's this little curled up thing here, all wrinkled. I'm like, wait, this is not a baby, this is Yoda covered in motor oil. What have you done? Put him back, give him another 3 months, he needs to cook. You know, my children are wonderful. They inspire me with this sense of wonder. I have 3 children. They're all grown now. And it's a wonderful thing to watch them. You know, I'm 63 years old. Well, I was 63. I guess I'm not any age anymore. You know, I'm not even sure where I am right now. This is, I guess, heaven's waiting room. You know, you just sit around and read old magazines until somebody says, excuse me, your table is ready. So, here I am. I'm just waiting. I guess I'll talk to the big guy shortly. You know, him. I can't wait to meet him. I hope he's funny. Hey, Robin. Boogie-boo! I hope he says something like that. He has some questions for me, I'm sure. And I got some questions for him. Like, what the hell was he thinking when he invented the platypus? It's like, let's take a beaver, put on a duck's bill. No, that doesn't make any sense. You know, it's a funny thing. I lasted as long as I could. I remember telling Dick Cavett once, after I just finished a show, it's amazing how I can bring all this joy to all these people, but I can't do it for myself. It got hard for me sometimes. Comedy helped me get through it. It's hard to be depressed when you're telling boner jokes. I gotta go. I hear them calling me. So let me just leave you this one last thought. You're given one spark of madness in this life. And if you lose that, you're nothing. So, boogie-boo! God bless you, planet Earth. Good night.